Give us credit, damn it.
So after that, we get a backstage segment with Heyman, and the lady asks about Lesnar. He refuses to answer the question. He says Kevin Owens is fucked because he has to face Sakoa Joe again, alone because Zayn and Riddle are gone. He talked about Owens' injured leg, says he's literally a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, which I thought was kind of funny. He mentioned the Usos, and they got a really big pop, and that's all I remember.
That's pretty much it. He said the Usos are here, Solo is here. So he set the stage that the Bloodline is here, but Kevin Owens' allies are not. And Cody Rhodes seems to be like far away from any of that. So
yes, if I was Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't fucking help him. They didn't do shit when he was getting his ass whooped by Brock Lesnar.
They sure didn't.
They didn't come out to help. They didn't come out to like throw a stake at him to distract him. They didn't do shit.
Yeah, they left him to rot. They've already got their championship. What do they need to go help for?
Cody's the reason why they have the belts. No loyalty. It's like Cody's been drugged down to the mid card. Weird.
But he'll be main eventing the Backlash. So.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or he'll be first. To be determined there. After that, we go to Cody Rhodes, Pyro Cody Rhodes, who just got his ass beat, and also no longer is in the title opportunity for Roman Reigns. So, of course, he's got to come out to his Pyro. He said some stuff.
I skipped his fucking entrance. It was fine. Like when he came back on the Royal Rumble and he was on like, the highway to superstardom. But then he, like you just said, he lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. The guy who was thrown out of the match came back and fucked him over. And then the very next night, Brock Lesnar treats him like a little child. And this motherfucker comes out with his woes and he's smiling and you couldn't tell anything was wrong. And the more he fucking does that, the more idiotic he looks.
Well, I don't know if we're getting there. I think he's still getting a good enough pop.
But it's not the same as it was before this Brock Lesnar nonsense.
True. He gave a good promo. I'll give him that, as he usually does. But if I'm being honest, I didn't write any of it down. It was a good promo, but I have no idea what he said.
Well, he apologized for losing at WrestleMania. He said he lost to Roman. And he also said he heard he's upset about his WrestleMania spot. Cody said that he's scared of Lesnar, but he still wants to fight him. He said he's going to make Brock as used to being the Predator, but Cody's... Cody's gonna make him the prey for the first time. Cody, who is thrown around like a little bouncy ball.
Yeah, not happening.
He was being lifted up with one arm. Well, Brock Lesnar was sipping white lightning. He also talked about how there were people that were saying that he didn't earn it or no, Heyman said he didn't earn it, and he listed off all the shit like how he was Stardust and blah 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 blah, basically all the things that I fucking said.
Yeah, it kind of felt, I mean, obviously he wasn't, but kind of felt like that was a shot at me. As I've been the leader of saying that information. I don't know who else has said it, but I know I've been up front and center about it.
Yeah, and
with a couple of viral TikToks over this conversation. So it's very likely that he saw one of the TikToks that I had, or that we had, that got, a couple thousand views. It's not too extreme to say that within those couple thousand views, Cody Rhodes was one of them.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say that. What I will say is that's fine.
Give us credit, damn it.
I'm not going to.
We're starting to be noticed.
But yeah, Cody did challenge Lesnar to a match at Backlash. He said, "Your move." And I didn't like that Cody apologized. Already went over the fact that he's still doing his fucking presidential entrance with his woes. And I get that the fans and shit are gonna woe, but like, at what point is he gonna take it seriously? Is his only mode to be super babyface?
I guess so. He's doing that whole John Cena thing. I'm not gonna change who I am for nobody.
Well, even John Cena came out like serious when it was time to get serious. He put on that straight face.
Yeah,
it just bugs the fuck out of me. Like, things have not been coming up Millhouse for him, but he's still dancing, and it's like he's fucking Kofi Kingston. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Cody. Like, I'm slowly getting into fuck this mode.
Well,
and it's sad because it's Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. You would think that that'd be something worthwhile, but the fact that they're just here.
The fact that we still haven't heard from Brock Lesnar, his side of why he did it, and the fact that they're saying, "Oh, it's because he went on first," is a ridiculous reason. Even though Cody tried to make it another reason, but they're still saying, so now we got two reasons: either Brock Lesnar, he went on first.
Yeah.
It just seems like that this whole thing is going nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, so if Cody beats him, okay, he beats Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar beats him,
Well,
but
if Cody
he's still-
Rhodes doesn't win this, he like him being the next title holder, forget about it.
right,
No more Cody talk. He's just going to be another guy.
he's starting to get there, man.
Well, there's still time.
Yeah.
One other match that we didn't mention, we could just quick talk about it. Usos, they beat the Alpha Academy with the 1D.
Of course.
As they would have. But that leads us to Kevin Owens versus the Samoan Bulldozer, Solo Sikoa. And as noted before, Sami Zayn wasn't there and Matt Riddle wasn't there. The Usos were there, and this will play into the match as, of course, Solo, who's now it's a debate of whether or not he should have lost to Cody Rhodes to ruin the undefeated streak. But Solo picks up the victory here with the help of course, the Usos.
I like how the Usos are treating their super kicks like Orton does his RKOs.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's a part where Kevin was hung up on the ropes, and then Jay just kind of jumped up out of nowhere and super kicked him. Thought that was kind of funny. But I mean, I didn't watch it because we've seen this a lot.
We have seen it, but it went the way you think it would have. Solo won.
Yeah, Solo won this time. I think the last time they wrestled, it was a DQ or something.
Right. But again, as I've said, Solo, he's been on the roster, about 6 months, and he's already now main eventing shows. So good for him. And as a matter of fact, he main evented SmackDown too, didn't he? So
Yep.
He main evented this week. He was the main event. So to be on this roster 6 months and he's already main eventing, it's a big ups to him.
Yeah. So the Bloodline, they stomped the shit out of Owens after the match. And then the camera cuts to Zayn and Riddle running to the ring. I'm sure they cleaned house, but as soon as I saw Riddle, I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah, they even the odds, fought off the Bloodline. Riddle did not come out with a scooter, so that is
that's good.
something to note. And he also on SmackDown didn't come out with a scooter, so maybe the whole scooter thing is over.
That's the one thing he changes.
Or maybe they changed it for him. I will say he is also, right now at least, he's been like a more serious Riddle. Yeah, he still says bro, but I don't know. He hasn't said Randy yet.
He still has the finger and toenails, and he's got that shiny fucking jacket thing that makes it look like he's not wearing any clothes underneath. He still comes out wearing little girl panties.
Not still. His shorts have now grown smaller. We're barely above a Speedo right now with his junk. this looking like a baseball in there.
He's the same.
Speaking of Riddle, let's go to SmackDown.
Well, this one opens up a little bit more interestingly. Owens and Zayn start the show. Sammy says that they still haven't processed their win after WrestleMania because of the draft and all the shenanigans with the Bloodline. Kevin Owens really loves the draft and he's looking forward to it. Then he says sooner or later the Usos are going to want a rematch. Cue the Usos and Sikoa Joe. The Usos say that Kevin and Sammy haven't been champions long enough to feel pressure, which is a good line. Sammy says you have to go back to Roman empty-handed. Jimmy mocks Sammy and says he says the same shit over and over. Jimmy says the Bloodline is stronger than ever. No, he says the Bloodline is more stronger than ever. Kind of made me chuckle. Jimmy says that they're going to win the belts back. Jay says that they're going to take back the tag champions. He corrected that later.
Yeah, and then it was like championships.
Yeah. It's just funny because they have these hard-ass looks on their face.
Oh, yeah.
And Jay says Sammy's going to backstab Kevin Owens. He thought Kevin Owens was going to backstab him, but no, it's really going to be Sammy that does the backstabbing because he backstabbed his family. And then Sammy does the whole, you guys didn't come out to talk, did you? Which is another thing that they do over and over again. And then it looks like Jay, Jimmy, and Joe are about to attack. And out comes Riddle, and I'm sure a lot of stuff happened, but I skipped it.
Yeah, we pretty much got a three-way brawl. So they're all brawling. Obviously, we're leading to the 6-man tag that'll happen at Backlash, I'm sure. And after the brawl, we have Adam Pearce. He says, someone tell Matt Riddle and Solo that they are going to settle this in the ring tonight. They're the main event, pretty much.
Oh boy.
And if you remember, it was Solo who took out Matt Riddle with the Umaga Pillmanizer, and so we're closing the story on that. So there was at least that tie into it.
That backstage segment with Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
Well, there's a part in his interview where they focus on his shoulder and they zoom in, and then there's people in the background doing shit. So I'm thinking like, oh man, they're doing a secret thingy. I finally got it. I got one this time. And then I'm 5 minutes in and I realize it's just people doing their fucking job.
That is funny.
So after that, we get Sikoa Joe backstage wrapping up his fists. Heyman lists off all the Samoans that he knows, how they're insulted, and Sikoa needs to defend their honor or some shit. I kind of missed where he was going with that.
So he said because they disrespected Solo, it was like they disrespected Roman. It was like they disrespected, Rikishi and Umaga. Basically, he went down the lineage of
Yokozuna.
Their family.
Okay.
So Riddle basically disrespected all those people.
So then Joe says, "Tell the tribal chief I got this." And we're supposed to think it's a big deal because he talked for the first time.
That was a big deal. Did you see the Usos in the background? It's like, oh, you fucked up now. And then he stops Heyman. He delivered his lines perfectly as he would have. I don't know. It's just like a straightforward message. And he doesn't ever talk. So when he's finally said something, it was like a big deal. It seems like they are pushing Solo to be a big deal, which is great.
I don't see it.
You don't see him being a big deal?
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't see him as a big deal right now.
He's only lost once.
So?
And they keep talking about the Enforcer and all this stuff. Again, Cody Rhodes shouldn't have beat him, but that's another story. Maybe they're building him up to take on Roman Reigns. I don't know. They're definitely building him up for something big. And I think that would be the perfect thing to build him up to take on Roman Reigns. Only if he was going to beat Roman Reigns, though. He can't get built up and then lose.
Why him? He's not that great.
Because that's how you keep the bloodline going. Someone within the bloodline keeps it going.
So it's gonna be like the fucking NWO.
I guess.
Are we gonna have Bloodline Wolfpack now?
I guess.
Okay.
Keep the cash cow going.
So
Roman's not even there. So
that's another thing.
He's not even there.
That's how they soured on Brock. It's like, motherfucker's not even here.
I know. It just seems like a contradiction. Oh, I'm so tired of Roman being on top. So tired of him having the titles. Well, he's not even there, so...
I don't think they're necessarily tired of him having the titles. I think they're tired of how he wins.
Well, they're fixing that. Once the bloodline is no more, then he's going to have to win on his own. Or get more bloodline members, but there's no more.
All the finishes of his matches, they've all been the same. Or they've all been really contrived, and it's just lazy. He wrestled Drew McIntyre, and what happened? Sikoa Joe helps him win after the Usos already interfered. Then he wrestles Logan Paul. He wins because the Usos and Sikoa Joe interfered. And then he wrestled Owens, and he won because Sikoa Joe and the Usos interfered. And it's the same shit. It's the Samoan spike and super kicks. I don't know. It's not entertaining when it's just the same shit over and over and over again. It's one thing to do it on Raw and SmackDown, but when you're doing it on pay-per-views, that's supposed to be the big shit. That's supposed to be when it's real. That's supposed to be when you don't see the countouts and the draws and the roll-ups. That's when it's supposed to be the shit that you pay for.
Yeah. Well, tell us how you really feel. But yeah, it does seem though that they're building Solo up for something.
They clearly are. It's just he's not. I don't know. He doesn't seem like he doesn't stand out to me. He's just a guy that doesn't say anything, and then they're trying really hard to make him this unstoppable monster, but he's just there. Of all the bloodline, he's not the one that your eyes like immediately go to. Like when everybody's on the screen, he's not the first one that you just just automatically just have to pay attention to.
Yeah.
If they give him time, maybe he'll turn into something that I like. But right now, it's just I don't give a fuck if he's 100-0.
Well, he won't be because Cody Rhodes ruined that.
There you go. Finally, we get Sikoa Joe versus Riddle. The only thing I will say, because of course I skipped this, is I really wish Gunther would start doing drugs, because maybe then he'll get in the main event too after he comes back from rehab.
Well-
I also saw Joe bury Riddle with the announce table. That was the dumbest shit ever. It fucking rolled over and you can see it like clearly leaning on the barricade. And then Joe's screaming like a wild man. And the commentators are acting like he just like nuked him.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, they weren't going to put that whole table on him. But he solves the Riddle problem. 'Cause,
Even if he
he's
did put the
enforcer,
table
he
on him,
solves-
he'd be okay. If it's light enough to just roll over like that.
It wasn't light. He had to power clean it. We saw
That's how he grabbed it. All right.
So yeah, Solo lives up to what he says. He says he's gonna solve the Matt Riddle problem. He got this, and he took care of it. Riddle, he did not come out in the scooter, so there's that. And the nail polish of choice for this week was white. I don't know if he puts it on. I guess we have to mention it. Yeah.
Do you think
he?
Do you think he does it himself, or do you think somebody does it for him?
I don't know. That's a great question. Does he go to a nail salon and says, "Paint my nails, please"?
Or even better, do you think he asks like one of the makeup ladies that he works with and he sees every day, "Hey, can you feminize me?"
Yeah, can you get the nails? He even had his toenails done.
Yep.
So, there you go.
That's just
White was the choice.
and I don't care
Maybe
how
he can-
bad he can kick my ass. That's girly. I just don't know what his deal is. He's got the shiny little jacket. He's got the pink sparkly underwear. He's got the nail polish, and he's got that voice.
That's the prawn star of life. Either that or face tattoos. You gotta have one or the other.
But yeah, I'm not looking forward to this 6-man tag.
I will say, outside of if you suspend the disbelief that someone in fingernail paint is actually putting up a good fight, I will say that this is the best version of Riddle. He doesn't have the scooter. He's serious right now. He's not doing the Randy thing. And
I just told you he's wearing his shiny shirt, his sparkly underwear.
I said take the fingernail paint out of it.
Okay, fine. His sparkly shirt and his sparkly underwear.
It goes with the fingernail paint.
How does that go with the
That's all a package deal right there.
Well, then I'm sorry. I can't take it out.
Like, all that's a package.
I can't agree to that stipulation. It's too much all at once for me to just look past. If it was one or two things, fine.
Well, that pretty much does it for the SmackDown and Raw